Good evening and welcome to the Ghana TV9 News Bulletin for Monday, August 25. I'm Madonna Doric. In the headlines tonight, leaked ballot images are authentic but processed, uncompromised, says GCOM CEO. Forward Guyana's legal challenge against GCOM adjourned to August 26. Bail granted for Brian Max and Guyanese critic after weekend clash. President Ali breaks ground for new terminal at CGIA. Strong 83% voter participation among disciplined services, and with mere days to election day, GCOM commissioner raises concern about election preparedness. Now for the news in depth. The Guyana Elections Commission GCOM has confirmed that leaked photos of ballots from last Friday's disciplined forces votes are authentic, raising concerns about scrutiny within polling stations. During a briefing on Monday, Chief Elections Officer Theo Vishnu Prasad told reporters that while the source of the leak remains unclear, the images do not compromise the integrity of the electoral process.
We have not been able to determine how, when, or where those photographs might have been taken, but they are photographs of actual ballots. That apart, I am very comfortable that this prohibition worked, and I'm basing this position especially from the fact that we have not received expression of concerns from stakeholders that it did not work.
Prasad, however, maintained that GCOM has conducted its operations at the highest and most optimal level, in keeping with the law and international best practices. The photos indicate a breach of GCOM's mobile phone ban policy, which was enforced to prevent ballot photography and vote buying. Prasad urged the public to maintain confidence in the electoral process. We are giving our best to ensure that what we do can withstand scrutiny, he said. Photographing ballots is illegal and punishable by fines or imprisonment. He said the commission would review whether a formal investigation is possible. With the conduct of general and regional elections mere days away and against the backdrop of this obvious breach in the phone ban policy, what systems are in place to deter a recurrence come Monday?
Do not have, and this needs to be noted carefully. We do not have authority to interfere with a person who may take the cell phone out and try. We will, as far as is practicable, apply the rules approved by the Commission. What we will do is make a note of any attempt to photograph the ballot and make a report to the police with reference to the provision that is there to safeguard the secrecy of the ballot.
Political candidate Brian McIntosh, known as Brian Max, and social media commentator Mikhail Rodriguez, better known as the Guyanese critic, appeared before a Georgetown magistrate on Monday following a heated weekend altercation. McIntosh, representing the We Invest in Nationhood (WIA) party, was charged with using abusive language and provoking conduct. He pleaded not guilty and was granted $15,000 bail for charge. Rodriguez, 45, was charged with unlawfully and meticulously wounding McIntosh. He also pleaded not guilty and was released on a $100,000 bail. The incident, which reportedly unfolded during a confrontation on Laluni Street on August 23rd, escalated from ongoing disputes between the two men. Both cases were adjourned to September 15, settling the state for a closely watched for proceedings. President Dr. Irfan Ali has officially broken ground for the construction of Terminal 2 at the Chadidagan International Airport (CGIA), marking a significant step forward in the expansion of Guyana's aviation infrastructure. The move is part of the government's broader vision to strengthen the country's connectivity, while generating employment and skill development in the aviation industry. Recent upgrades at CGIA include the installation of a modern baggage handling system, the development of a new commercial center, and the construction of an administrative facility designed to support 340 airport personnel. More than 300 job openings are currently available across multiple departments at the airport. Terminal 2 is expected to meet the demands of growing passenger numbers and will serve as a hub for training aviation professionals. The project is anticipated to create over 1,500 jobs in the years ahead, reinforcing the airport's role as a key driver of economic and human capital development.
Our objective is not to hand over the management and operation of aviation. Our objective is to grow this aviation sector to the best in this region. And I believe very conservatively with the investments we're going to make in tourism, aviation, and the growth of the economy in a very conservative way. We'll need at least 1,500 persons in this sector in the next 3 years.
President Dr. Irfan Ali emphasized the expansion of the Chetty Jagan International Airport is not solely about physical infrastructure, but also about equipping Guyana's workforce to meet the demands of a rapidly expanding aviation industry. He noted that the project is a strategic investment in human capital aimed at ensuring that Guyanese are well positioned to take advantage of emerging opportunities within the sector.
I see Roraima, Air Services, Trans, JAGS, BK. You guys are doing an extraordinary job in investing and modernizing the sector. And I want to thank you for it. I want to thank the local aviation sector for your confidence in the investments that you're making.
The upcoming Terminal 2 at Chetty Jagan International Airport is poised to significantly increase passenger capacity, improve overall travel experience, and solidify Guyana's position as a key aviation hub in the Caribbean and South American region. The development reflects the country's commitment to modernizing its air transport infrastructure to meet growing regional and international demands. Adana Dorek, Guyana TV9 News. The High Court on Monday adjourned the hearing of the legal challenge brought by the Forward Guyana movement against the Guyana Elections Commission (GECOM), with the matter now set to continue on Tuesday, August 26.
Presiding over the case is Acting Chief Justice Navendra Singh. The proceedings were delayed after the party's attorney Vivian Williams informed the court that he was unable to adequately prepare due to time constraints. Williams noted that an affidavit from GECOM was filed late Sunday, while he was en route from New York to Guyana, preventing him from reviewing the submission before the hearing. Despite the delay, Williams expressed confidence in the strength of the case, which centers on the exclusion of Fort Guyana from ballots in several regions ahead of the September 1 general elections.
Anyone who says that the application doesn't stand on solid ground, you should ask them where in the Constitution and where in the Representation of the People's Act it says that if a party does not contest a geographic constituency, it shall not appear in the ballot on the ballots of that region.
Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Anil Nandlal has stressed the importance of upholding due process in the ongoing legal challenges brought by the Forward Guyana movement against the Guyana Elections Commission, GECOM. Speaking on the sidelines of the High Court hearing, Nandlal noted that although the case seeks constitutional relief, he was not initially listed as a respondent. A procedural oversight, he said, given that the Attorney General must be named in all constitutional matters. To rectify the issue, Nandal applied to join the case. His request was accepted without objection from either GECOM or the applicant, acknowledging the significance of the matter to the public interest.
I don't think that the matter requires any evidence on the part of the Attorney General. I believe whatever evidence the case requires is there from GECOM, and I will rely on that. By and large, this case is a matter of pure law. It is what the Constitution lays down. It's what the ROPA lays down. And it all depends upon how we interpret what is there, having regard to our electoral system. So it's not a question of evidence. So you don't need affidavits.
Acting Chief Justice Navendra Singh has signaled that the ongoing court proceedings challenging the Guyana Elections Commission's ballot decision will be concluded by the end of this week, ahead of the national election slated for September 1. The matter will continue in the High Court on Tuesday, August 26. The Forward Guyana Movement (FGM) is seeking judicial intervention following its exclusion from the ballots in 3 electoral regions. The party argues that the move violates constitutional rights and electoral laws. The legal challenge also highlights the omission of another political group, the Assembly of Liberty and Prosperity, from the same ballots. An issue, the applicant says, raises broader concerns about fairness and transparency in the electoral process. Calvin Abrams, Canada TV9 News.
More news after the break. Stay with us.
How to vote. Having been identified as the voter you claim to be, you will be given a ballot paper that is stamped at the back on the top section as well as the bottom section in your presence. On the ballot paper, provision is made for you to vote twice. Once at the top section where you vote for the general election and once at the bottom section where you vote for the regional election. Look for the name and symbol of the party of your choice in the top section of the ballot paper and mark your X in the empty box next to the party symbol. Then look for the name and symbol of the party of your choice in the bottom section and mark your X in the empty box next to the party's symbol. After you have voted, fold the ballot paper as shown by the election official, dip the first joint of your right index finger in the ink provided, then place the ballot paper in the ballot box. You will then have to peacefully depart the polling station. For more information, contact the GCOM on 225-027729 or visit www.gcom.org.gy.
Brimstone? Like you finally get to the work, boy. Look how you dress up. No, officer, the I have an important message to send to the people them. See, the I just wanted to look important. Oh, sorry. Do it. Thank you, officer. Fellow Guyanese, as we approach elections 2025, let us remember that we are stronger together. Our diversity is our greatest strength, and our democracy thrives when we respect each other. No election should divide the I them. So let us choose peace over conflict, dialogue over division, and love over hate. Respect each other's choice and let us ensure a peaceful elections for the I them. Together we can, together the I them will. Let peace lead the way. IT. Brimstone, this is a real strong message, boy. I agree with you. But hey, boy, your song a little too bright. There's a charge. Officer, please, not charge the messenger. That is what we know.
Together we can, and together we will. Too many possibilities to stand still. If you love who you are, and you would be a part of something amazing, can you feel the thrill?
My fellow Guyanese, we are a proud nation built on unity in diversity. Our cultures, traditions, and faiths make us unique, but our love for Guyana binds us together. Elections are a time to choose leadership, not a time for hatred and division. Every Guyanese has a right to vote, to be heard, and to be respected.
We may not always agree, but we must always respect each other. Let us reject violence, rumors, and hate speech. Instead, let us embrace dialogue, understanding, and tolerance.
The future of our nation depends on the choices we make, not just through the ballot boxes, but in how we treat one another. Let's ensure that elections are peaceful, respectful, and harmonious. Together we are stronger. Together we are Guyana.
Many voices, one heart. Many voices, one heart.
Hi, Miss Shirley. Miss Shirley, help me out now, please. Why everyone telling me I must exercise my right to vote? Me ain't got time for that. Why must I vote?
Why must you vote? That is your constitutional right and civic duty, my child. Besides, think about this. Government officials make decisions that affect the well-being of you, your family, and community. By voting for a party of your choice, you will be electing the people who will be making these very important decisions. If you don't vote, then you will allow the people who vote to choose government officials without your input. Those others may not share your views about issues that matter to you.
Wait. Is so much voting means to me? And I the playing the fool? I definitely gonna vote on election day.
For more information, contact the GCOM on 225-02779 or visit www.gcom.org.gy.
Welcome back. You're watching the Ghana Tv9 News. 83% of eligible servicemen and women cast their ballots during Friday's Discipline Services voting exercise. According to the GCOM Secretariat, this marked a significant increase in voter turnout compared to previous years.
Last Friday, servicemen and women from the Ghana Defense Force, Ghana Police Force, and the Ghana Prison Service cast their ballots for one of the 6 political parties contesting Ghana's 2025 elections. During a media briefing on Monday, the Ghana Elections Commission's Deputy Chief Elections Officer Anil Giddings revealed that 83% of the more than 10,000 eligible members of the discipline services participated in the exercise.
For the Ghana Defense Force, 2,575 ranks would have voted out of a total of 3,106, representing 82.9%. For the Guyana Police Force, 5,729 out of a total of 6,909, a total of 82.9%. And for the Prison Service, 397 out of a total of 466, representing 85.2%. Combined, this represents 83%. And I would say, I would report on 2018 from 2018 elections, that's local government, 2020 general and regional, 2023 local government. This has been the largest turnout since.
The process was described as smooth, and ballots were securely transported to the GCOM headquarters. However, minor discrepancies were detected: 2 extra ballots in District 4 and 1 ballot missing in both Districts 5 and 10.
Where we found that District 4 had 2 additional ballots, 2 additional envelopes containing ballots. There was 1 short for District 5 and 1 short for District 10. So, and the other regions are all balanced. So, clearly we know where we have to focus in terms of addressing this problem.
So it was detected at GCOM's headquarters at the establishment.
A memorandum containing recommendations has since been prepared for the Commission's review. GCOM also confirmed that it has received all 93 ballots from the over 20 Guyanese missions overseas. According to the Deputy Chief Elections Officer, the sealed packages have been delivered to GCOM and will be sorted by the end of this week in preparation for intermixing on Elections Day. Colin Abrams, Tv9 News.
Dr. Irfan Ali on Sunday unveiled a comprehensive development agenda for the Cameron community, promising a range of improvements aimed at boosting economic growth and enhancing quality of life in the hinterland region.
Addressing residents at a public meeting, President Ali committed to major upgrades in transportation, including better river, road, and air links, which he said would significantly reduce travel costs for the community. The president's plans also include job creation initiatives, housing support through financial incentives, and expanded access to education and other key infrastructure projects. He assured residents that if re-elected in the upcoming general and regional elections, his government would prioritize these investments to accelerate development in the area.
But we are also going to invest in ensuring that every community, you have their ATVs, you have their river ambulances, you have their tractors to support our farmers. The airstrip in Jawara and the upgrading of this airstrip are two necessities that we must get done immediately.
He also announced that a cold storage facility will be established in Camarang as part of his administration's broader plan to support economic development in the region. The facility is intended to help preserve agricultural and other perishable goods, extending their shelf life and boosting trade efficiency for Camarang and nearby communities. In addition, the president revealed plans to roll out a special business development strategy tailored to the area. This initiative, he noted, will focus on creating sustainable employment opportunities for residents and supporting local entrepreneurship. The announcements were made during a community engagement on Sunday as part of the president's ongoing outreach to hinterland regions.
We want to outsource as far as possible many of the services that are essential for the communities. The people must own the transportation services. The people must own the food production services. The people must own the opportunities that we are creating. And we as a government, we will invest alongside you to give you the ownership of these things.
Additionally, the president announced plans to expand key social support initiatives in Camarang, including the school feeding program and the Pathway Workers program, aimed at improving education outcomes and providing income opportunities for residents. As part of a broader push to enhance access to education and healthcare in the region, the president also committed to establishing a digital study hub and a new medical school within the community. These promises were made during a community meeting on Sunday, as President Ali continues to outline his government's development agenda for hinterland areas ahead of the upcoming elections. Colin Abrams, Ghana TV9 News.
Police have issued a wanted bulletin for 44-year-old Jonathan Mahadio, also known as Chow, in connection with the murder of Tuwalfer Hari. Investigators says Hari, 36, of New Road, Riddenhoop, was fatally stabbed during an altercation on August 18. The incident reportedly stemmed from a heated argument that escalated into violence. Mahadio of Friend Houses Skeen, West Coast Damrara, is accused of carrying out the deadly attack before fleeing the scene. Police are urging anyone with information on his whereabouts to immediately contact nearest police station or call 911. Authorities are warning that harboring or assisting the suspect is criminal offense. The wanted bulletin comes as investigators intensify their efforts to bring the accused to justice. More news after the break. Stay with us.
Together we can, and together we will. Too many possibilities to stand still. If you love who you are, and you would be a part of something amazing, can you feel the thrill?
My fellow Guyanese, we are a proud nation built on unity in diversity. Our cultures, traditions, and faiths make us unique, but our love for Guyana binds us together. Elections are a time to choose leadership, not a time for hatred and division. Every Guyanese has a right to vote, to be heard, and to be respected.
We may not always agree, but we must always respect each other. Let us reject violence, rumors, and hate speech. Instead, let us embrace dialogue, understanding, and tolerance.
The future of our nation depends on the choices we make, not just through the ballot boxes, but in how we treat one another. Let's ensure that elections are peaceful, respectful, and harmonious. Together we are stronger. Together we are Guyana.
Many voices, one heart. Many voices, one heart.
Hi, Miss Shirley. Miss Shirley, help me out now, please. Why everyone telling me I must exercise my right to vote? Me ain't got time for that. Why must I vote, eh?
Why must you vote? That is your constitutional right and civic duty, my child. Besides, think about this. Government officials make decisions that affect the well-being of you, your family, and community. By voting for a party of your choice, you will be electing the people who will be making these very important decisions. If you don't vote, then you will allow the people who vote to choose government officials without your input. Those others may not share your views about issues that matter to you.
Wait. Is so much voting means to me? And I done playing the fool? I definitely gonna vote on election day.
For more information, contact the GCOM on 225-02779 or visit www.gcom.org.gy. And more East Coast Demerara, the PPPC's journey to victory is coming your way for a grand public meeting on Monday, August 25 at Robert Square starting at 6 p.m. Be there to hear from PPP General Secretary and Vice President Dr. Bara Jagdeo and others. Guyana is on the rise with the People's Progressive Party Civic, and we must continue with leadership you can trust. As the most trusted political party, the People's Progressive Party Civic is transforming Guyana for all with progress you can see. So let's join the PPPC's journey to victory for a grand public meeting on Monday, August 25 at Robert Square and more, East Coast Demerara, starting at 6 p.m. Vote PPPC. Forward together for a better Guyana.
Brimstone? Like you finally getting a walk by, look how you dress up. No, officer, the I have an important message to send to the people them. See, the I just wanted to look important. Oh, sorry. Do it. Thank you, officer. Fellow Guyanese, as we approach elections 2025, let us remember that we are stronger together. Our diversity is our greatest strength, and our democracy thrives when we respect each other. No election should divide the I them. So let us choose peace over conflict, dialogue over division, and love over hate. Respect each other's choice, and let us ensure a peaceful elections for the I them. Together we can, together the I and I them will. Let peace lead the way. I take. Brimstone, there's a real strong message, boy. I agree with you. But hey, boy, your song a little too bright. There's a charge. Officer, please, not charge the messenger.
Unity, pick up to flow. Harmony, that is what we know.
How to vote. Having been identified as the voter you claim to be, you will be given a ballot paper that is stamped at the back on the top section as well as the bottom section in your presence. On the ballot paper, provision is made for you to vote twice. Once at the top section where you vote for the general election and once at the bottom section where you vote for the regional election. Look for the name and symbol of the party of your choice in the top section of the ballot paper and mark your X in the empty box next to the party symbol. Then look for the name and symbol of the party of your choice in the bottom section and mark your X in the empty box next to the party's symbol. After you have voted, fold the ballot paper as shown by the election official, dip the first joint of your right index finger in the ink provided, then place the ballot paper in the ballot box. You will then have to peacefully depart the polling station. For more information, contact the GCOM on 225-0277-9 or visit www.gcom.org.gy.
Welcome back. You're watching the Ghana Tv9 News. With just days remaining before the official conduct of Ghana's general and regional elections, GCOM Commissioner Vincent Alexander believes that the Commission still does not have the most accurate list of electors. Details in this report.
In an exclusive interview with Ghana TV9 News, opposition-nominated GCOM Commissioner Vincent Alexander said that while he welcomes GCOM's new directive to ban the use of cell phones in the voting booth, he believes the restriction should have extended to a complete ban within the entire polling station.
So there has been movement. I didn't get ultimately what I wanted. My ultimate position is simply somebody comes in, lodge their phone and go and vote. Simple. But to say they'll come in and you will tell them and then they will put the phone next to the, it's complicated. It's not necessary. Simple approach. Come in, rest your phone. It's only two people traversing. Rest your phone there and go and vote. You don't even have to tell them anything after that.
Another issue raised by Alexander is the prevailing culture in which voters are pressured to support political parties. He emphasized that this undermines their ability to make independent decisions.
Communities are enclaves, sometimes ethnic enclaves. You go to one village and from past results you see if there are 100 people vote, 99 vote for one party. On all sides, on all sides. Now in those communities, there's a tendency for people to be fearful, first of all, not to vote. Because if they don't vote with the booths that are set up, the community would know you didn't vote, right? And so those people are kind of forced to go and vote. And secondly, if they go to vote, with a vote or two or three against the 99, the community has a way of kind of knowing that's the person who did that. So that environment still does not augur best for free and fair election.
Answering the question of the move by the Forward Ghana Movement Party to take the Commission to court for allegedly excluding parties from appearing on the ballots for national elections in regions where they have not submitted a list of candidates. At least 2 political parties do not appear on ballots in at least 5 regions.
What GCOM is doing is what we've been doing since the reform to provide for the constituencies. So that's the first point I want to make. The second point I want to make is that they have raised a constitutional issue at the very last moment. I think it's an issue that indeed needs some interrogation and a determination, but to have raised it at the very last moment creates some problems. For example, even myself, the issue having been raised, I am not completely prepared to comment one way or the other because I still need to do my research.
Meanwhile, Alexander said that the Carter Center's observation of the OLE represents a problem in Ghana's electoral system. He explains.
The problem is not a bloated list, so to speak. The problem is an unsanitized list because of the number of dead people who were legitimately registered but are still on the list. The problem also is that with all of these overseas people on the list and no proper identification mechanism, then they can be voted for, as I will argue happened in 2020.
Alexander has long advocated for the Commission to revise several of its procedures ahead of the upcoming elections. However, with just days remaining, the Commission is moving forward and has declared its readiness to conduct the elections. Calvin Abrams, Ghana TV9 News.
And finally, in tonight's newscast, Mishka White, a prominent figure in the education sector and a candidate on the People's Progressive Party Civic PPPC list for the upcoming September 1 elections, is lauding the significant strides made in the education sector throughout Guyana.
Speaking in a recent interview on Starting Point podcast in a strong show of support for the People's Progressive Party Civic, Mishka White, principal of School of the Nations, has endorsed the party, citing its impressive track record in education and national development over the past 5 years.
And now come to today's society, where every child from nursery to high school has access to textbooks. In the case of nursery, they work in those books. So it's not returned, it goes with them. In primary, it's loaned. And at the end of the school year, you return it. So looking at primary, not only do we have more trained teachers, not only do we have access to resources for children, you also have the Guyana Learning Channel. So there are more avenues for review for children to go further if they want to, and most importantly, for parents to support their children at home.
White also weighed in on education-related policies from other parties, noting that while several parties have proposed manifestos with a focus on education, she believes the PPPC has already set the path for a lasting transformation. The educator highlighted the tangible results achieved under the PPPC, pointing to the construction of schools and improvements in teachers' training.
In 3.5 years, the ministry will have built 157 schools, of which 6 to 7 are primary schools. We have almost the highest rate of trained teachers. On the coast, we have 98% of our teachers are trained. In the hinterland, it's at 86%. So access to education, it's easier now because there are more schools, particularly in the hinterland region.
She expressed particular excitement about the developments in the hinterland regions, highlighting the PPPC's commitment to promoting equality in the education sector.
So regardless of where you are in Guyana, in this time, you have access to the same quality of education. You have access to the same materials. And the Guyana Digital School is making it even more exciting.
For White, these developments demonstrate that meaningful transformation is possible when a party prioritizes education and social development.
The program that the PPP has planned is designed to take Guyana forward more than 10 years. And education is critical to everything that we want for our economy, because we're speaking to the youth. And it's not just primary and secondary. It goes all the way down to nursery. Very, very important. The changes to the nursery curriculum will have children reading faster. It will have them with the skills that they need to be successful in primary. And we have to include AI in this equation because the world that they are going into is the AI world.
Mm-hmm.
So it is an exciting program, and I'm very happy to see that they're acknowledging the work that's already in process.
Adana Doric, Ghana TV9 News.
And that's all for tonight's news bulletin. I'm Adana Doric. Thanks for watching.